They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things.
What up, all my gamer friendulums? We finally have an update on the BioShock movie. Very beloved series, especially the first game. I've played all three of the games, but I've never finished either of them. Today, we're gonna buckle up our seatbelts, or rather, our diving suits, because we're gonna descend into the depths of Rapture and explore everything we know so far about the BioShock movie. Is the movie going to be a masterpiece or just another splicer-ridden pile? Plot holes? Let's find out. But before we do, don't forget to take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps a brother out and goes a long way.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
BioShock movie was officially announced by Netflix February 2022, teaming up with Vertigo Entertainment and 2K Games. Vertigo is no stranger to big IP adaptations. They've done it with the Lego Movie and The Grudge. Netflix is counting on them for this one. Francis Lawrence, the director of the Hunger Games movies, was brought on board as a director and producer, with Michael Green initially tapped to write the screenplay. Another producer, Roy Lee, says it'll be Francis Lawrence's next project after directing the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping, which I could care less about.
Rapture can become your city as well.
Here's where the fans get excited and maybe a little anxious. It was just announced. Producer Roy Lee just confirmed the movie will be based on the first BioShock game, which is the original descent into Rapture. Expect the key beats of the game, with the plane crash opening, the mysterious lighthouse, diving down to see a city gone gloriously wrong. But it's not just about copying the game. The adaptation is tricky, according to Lawrence. According to Lawrence, the adaptation is tricky. Themes of free will, objectivism, player choice, heavy to translate, and that big twist near the end that, even though I didn't finish the game, I'm aware of the twist. If you played BioShock, you're aware of the twist as well. So that's one of those things that when you know what's going to happen in the game, just like in The Last of Us, when I knew in Season 2 Joel was going to die. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it yet.
I am Andrew Ryan.
When you watch that same game adapted on screen, you know the big twist. So are they going to change it? The BioShock movie is like a years away. And who knows, maybe I'll finally finish the game before that. Kind of hard to though when your back catalog is insane and Game Pass is consistently releasing great games every couple weeks. Hashtag if you're not on Game Pass in 2025, you're missing the stink out, because it's probably one of their best years, if not their best year, period, in my personal opiniones. Roy Lee said, and so as the script work is being done, we shot The Long Walk, which just came out, and I'm interested to see that because that's based on a Stephen King book that I always thought would make a cool adaptation, and the fact that they did it is pretty cool. And Francis was already committed to doing the next Hunger Games, and so it's just waiting for him whenever the Hunger Games is completed, and the script is just being worked on right now. Lee also revealed at last year's Comic-Con that a much smaller version of the film was in the works after Netflix lowered the budgets. Justin Rhodes, who penned Terminator Dark Fate, is now working on the script with Lawrence. Michael Green of Blade Runner 2049 reportedly turned in an earlier version of the script, which Lawrence explained to IGN that it's a tricky adaptation. There's lots of things to figure out and get right. The project is being reconfigured. It's being recast as a more personal viewpoint rather than a sweeping, grand budget spectacle. Because of that, the team is tightening up the script, making sure the core story and atmosphere land. No epic budgets doesn't mean to have no epic vibes. That's all based on careful choices. Just like many games, it's based on choices you make. So it's kind of hard to adapt something where it comes to a point in the game where you have to make a decision. When they translate that on the screen, what decision would they use? That's the question.
Would you kindly?
So when will we actually see Rapture on screen? Francis Lawrence is tied up with directing Hunger Games, which is scheduled for 2026. So that means the BioShock will be on hold until he finishes. So after that movie releases in 2026, he'll be working on it by then, assuming BioShock is his very next project. But projects get put on hold all the time, so who knows? As of mid-2025, a new draft of the script was just completed by Justin Rhodes, and the writers and Lawrence are meeting to refine it. There is no official release date yet, as in development is still active, and production will not kick off until after Hunger Games is done. This is the part of the video where I put on my gaming fan hat, which is more based around online talk and not exactly how I feel about it, because I don't know the games well enough to have a big opinion about it. But one thing that people hope the movie nails is the aesthetic art deco, underwater decay, neon lights leaking, rust under pressure style of the world of Rapture. If done well, the visuals alone could make this a really cool movie. Big characters like Big Daddy, Little Sister, Andrew Ryan, seeing them in live action with full weight of the philosophical dialogue behind them. And considering what Big Daddies look like in the games, would they just find someone in a suit? Because this looks like a really awkward suit. Big Daddies are really cool looking people. I forget if they're people in suits, but if you've seen BioShock, the cover of their games, the Big Daddies are right on there. And they're not in the games as much as they make it seem like. But again, that's based on my experience where I never actually finished BioShock 1. I'd like to finish all 3 games someday. I never played 2 at all. I played 3 probably the most, and I really like 3. All 3 games are really good. I think from what I've played, I like 3 more than 1. But it's a pretty drastically different game. But then there's the big twist of Would You Kindly. If you know the sound of him, Andrew Ryan, Would You Kindly. If you know Would You Kindly, then you know what that means based on the game. A revolution about choice and control. So iconic. It has to be handled smartly. But some potential pitfalls is the recent budget cut could mean corners on set design, practical effects, or the immersive K of Rapture might turn CGI flat. Toning down the themes of if more personal, that mean losing some of the ideological complexity. Then there's the narrative risk of the adaptation. The original game plays with player agency. A movie has to decide plot threads. Balancing faithfulness versus creative license is always a delicate dance.
The splicers are calling.
So where are we now officially in the butt end of 2025? All we know that BioShock is going to be the first game's story. Script is still being polished. Lawrence cannot direct it until after he finishes the Hunger Games. Budget and scale have been reduced, which hopefully brings a sharper focus and doesn't compromise the film. Nowhere close to anything resembling a release date, but if I were a betting person, I'd say 2027, 2028, depending on how fast the production ramps up. So this is everything we know so far about the Netflix BioShock movie after we got a little update just yesterday. And I'm always excited to hear more information about any adaptation, even though I'm not the hugest BioShock fan. It's a beloved series, and I believe they're working on a BioShock 4. Though the original creator of the games, Ken Levine, is left to start up with his own. But Ken Levine, the original creator of the games, Ken Levine left 2K Boston, which later became Irrational Games, as the game was published by 2K. But seeing that he left, will they actually? So how much of the interaction with the people who made the games will they have? And is Francis Lawrence a fan of the series? Because it seems with all the best adaptations that have come out are all because the people that are involved in the show really love the series, which is definitely something that's very important. So how much does Francis Lawrence love BioShock? Does he even know what it is? Does he care? Is it just another job for him? I hope not. Because like I always say, even if I don't play the games, I always want every adaptation to be the best it can possibly be and do well. Because it always helps with the genre itself, as the genre is consistently growing and getting better. And I don't think I've ever been this excited about the future of movies and TVs ever. There's always something coming out that I'm like, oh, that looks nice. But right now, we're essentially in a renaissance of game adaptations, and it's only going to get better. And I couldn't be more excited as a lifelong gamer. But if you like my news breakdown of the new Netflix. So if you like my breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button. Drop in the comments what you're most excited or worried about with the BioShock adaptation. Will we see Rapture done justice, or would you kindly hit us hard the second time around? I'll be there waiting, infinite wrench in hand. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay updates as they emerge. And don't forget, so if you like this breakdown, would you kindly snicker, hit that like button. Drop in the comments what you're most excited or worried about. Will Raptor see will we see Raptor done justice? Will the twist hit us hard the second time around if you already know what's going to happen? I'll be here waiting with my infinite wrench in hand. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more updates about this and anything else as they emerge. But also don't forget to keep gaming.